Ladies, I am so happy that you are here today because today we are going to talk about what men want and how feminine energy and polarity create attraction. Now, I cannot emphasize enough how important this topic is when it comes to dating, when it comes to love, and keeping that love once you have it. Having been married for over 20 years myself, dating again and making plenty of mistakes, I have learned an absolute ton, and I'm super excited to share not only my personal experiences, but also what has helped my clients. So be sure to stick around up until the very end of this video to understand fully how powerful this topic really is. And if you've been struggling in dating or relationships, knowing what men want and understanding polarity might just be the missing piece. I guarantee it is a total game changer. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Kimberly Anderson. I'm an international dating and relationship expert, and I help divorced women over 35 reconnect with their feminine essence and attract their soulmate. My content is my gift to you, and I really hope that it helps you. So if you enjoy this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that now. And don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments because I would really love to hear from you. And before we start, I want to tell you I have a brand new free ebook on feminine energy. I'm really excited to share it with you to help you embrace your divine feminine and create more polarity and attraction in your next relationship. You can grab your free ebook in the description of this video. All right, let's get into it. What men want. How feminine energy and polarity create attraction. Firstly, it's really important to understand what masculine and feminine energies are. Every man and every woman has both feminine and masculine energies. We start our lives with these innate energies, and it's through our experiences, starting with our family lives, that these energies begin to shift and they begin to evolve. Now, certain energies become more pronounced over time, while others may lie dormant, even for years, right? And eventually they become part of our identity. And we often believe that this is who we actually are, right? For example, divine masculine traits include things like leadership, decision-making, taking action, having a vision, and goal-seeking. On the other hand, divine feminine traits include receptiveness, going with the flow, intuition, playfulness, and vulnerability, just to name a few. With women's liberation and the changes that we've seen over the past 100 years or so, especially in developed economies, women have become educated and financially independent, and that is fantastic news. However, with all the positives that come with this, there's also a new challenge, and that is that the traits that led to a woman's career success and financial independence are often strongly associated with masculine energy traits. And as a result, women spend their days, right, in their masculine energy at work all day long. And when it comes to romance, they try to apply these same principles of leading, deciding, taking action, for example. But this approach can completely kill polarity in a romantic relationship. Does this resonate with you at all? If so, please share in the comments. I would really love to hear your thoughts. So why does this kill polarity? Well, that's the point. There is no polarity. Women are reflecting the same masculine energy back to masculine men, which means that there's no attraction. I'm sure that you've heard of incredibly successful men marrying school teachers or nurses, while the CEO woman who has it all can't seem to find a husband, right? So contrary to what many people say, it is not because men don't like super successful women. They don't like strong women. And it's not because nurses or school teachers are somehow less impressive. That is not at all what I'm talking about here. It's simply because the CEO woman is often radiating masculine energy, and there is no polarity. Now, here is a great example of a woman who is a CEO and knows just how to use her masculine energy at work and her feminine energy in her marriage of over 15 years, and that is Sarah Blakely, the CEO of Spanx. Now, she recently launched her latest revolutionary product called Sneeze, and she is currently worth $1.3 billion, right? And her husband, Jesse Itzler, is a high-achieving masculine man. And Sarah has understood how this balance works. I've heard many successful women say that men don't like successful women. But the truth is highly likely that her innate soft side has been quieted or stifled. Often she is totally unaware that this is the very reason that she can't find a man, or she keeps attracting men who are predominantly in their feminine energy and want her to take care of them, financially, for example. Or she might start a relationship with a man who is originally in his masculine energy, and at the beginning she's more in her feminine side because she's in love, she's more in the flow, she's receptive and playful. But as the relationship progresses, she reverts to her more familiar self, shifting back into her masculine energy. Now, I have lived through this and I know firsthand how it all works. She may start to want to have more control, begin criticizing him and telling him what to do. And then in his effort to please her, the man leans more into his feminine side, at which point then she loses respect for him. Now, over time, the relationship goes sour, intimacy dries up, and the relationship falls apart. Why? Again, because there's no polarity. That is why understanding this is so important. And on that note, if you'd love expert guidance and relationship advice, I have a fantastic online program designed to help professional women like you reconnect with their feminine essence and attract their soulmate. The program will transform your relationship with yourself and level up your love life. Check out the link to my website and book a call now. You can find it in the description. And a gentle reminder, if you haven't already, to please hit the subscribe button and tap the little bell so that you'll be one of the first to see my next video. Thank you so much. Okay, where do the energy imbalances stem from? All right, let's talk a little bit about the wounded masculine and feminine. We are all shaped by our experiences in life, usually during childhood. Recognizing if your core energy is naturally masculine or feminine, becoming aware of these energies and addressing any wounds that you've experienced is really key to rebalancing your energies. For example, if your father cheated on your mother, you may have learned to distrust men. I remember one of my first boyfriends cheated on me. And since my dad did the same to my mom, I decided I needed to take care of myself, right? Because I couldn't trust or rely on a man. And this led me to feel like I had to take charge of my life, leaning heavily into my masculine energy. Because basically, when someone lacks trust in the masculine, they tend to emulate what? More of the masculine, right? Masculine energy. They lead with it because they can't trust it in someone else. So they feel the need to create it within themselves, which ends up then depolarizing their feminine energy. This created a vicious cycle of attracting the wrong men, which affirmed what I thought I knew. And I kept leaning more and more into my masculine energy, all stemming from a wound that I had experienced in childhood and then was reinforced through dating. Now that I'm aware of this and I've studied and applied the art of balancing masculine and feminine energy in dating and in love, I am much more able to align with my feminine energy. So you want to be aware of your shadows. In psychology, shadows refers to the parts of our personality that we are unaware of or we're unwilling to acknowledge. This idea comes from Carl Jung. Now, basically, these shadows are often in conflict with our conscious self, shaped by our upbringing, as I mentioned, but also it can be influenced by what society taught us and personal beliefs, of course, that we've developed over time. One way these shadows show up is through projection. Now, that's when we take things that we don't like about ourselves and we point them out in others. So, for example, someone who feels the need to control, but might accuse their partner of being too controlling. They do not see it in themselves, so they project it onto the other person. Now, the reason that this matters is because if you're being controlling, maybe out of fear, and trying to direct or lead your man, it will kill the polarity in your relationship. So let's get back to what a masculine man wants. Polarity. They want a woman who exudes feminine energy. They want a woman who can complement them, not compete with them. Someone who is nurturing and vulnerable. When a woman learns to develop this part of herself and heal the wounds in herself, she will automatically become a strong magnet for men. I am telling you, men of all ages will naturally be drawn to you. Because of the difficulties that I've lived through, seeing my mom married several times, facing my own challenges in romance, this is where my own personal inward spiritual journey began. I have learned so much from my mistakes and how to live more in my feminine energy, and I can assure you that it works. I have had incredible men write me love letters after just one date, asking me to be their muse, and I never even kissed them. This is the honest truth. And if you're thinking that finding love is about looks, all about looks, right? You are very wrong. Looks might open the door to a relationship, but once a man has looked at you, and if there's no polarity and no depth beyond your appearance, he will lose interest very quickly. There are plenty of gorgeous women who are single. I personally know models who have not had a date in over a year. I am not kidding you. Remember, a masculine man isn't looking for a superwoman. He's not interested in how much money you're making or how successful you are. These things are not what matters to him. He wants a woman who is at ease in her femininity, who he can protect, who he can care for, who he can feel supported by, who he can feel attracted to. I hope this video has helped you understand a bit more about what men want and how feminine energy and polarity are so important in creating attraction and in manifesting love. And I would love, love, love to hear about what you think about this video and if you'd like to hear more on this topic. I'd also like to invite you to my community. I'm on Instagram and other social platforms. Please check out the links in the video description. Thank you so much for watching this video up until the end. And as always, sending you lots of love.